What's up, y'all? It is Kyle on the mic, and welcome to season 2 of Stand Out with Kyle, an interview series where we bring unique, authentic people and spotlight them. First, I want to say shout out to our amazing studio space sponsor, Studio Space DMV. If you need somewhere to shoot your podcast, somewhere to even get work done, guess what? The only place to go right here is Studio Space DMV. So make sure you follow them on Instagram and go ahead and book your appointment right now. But speaking about right now, I'm here with someone who has definitely been standing out, bringing the whole culture to the DMV and uniting everyone through his events, parties, not only with music, but the vibes they bring in a good, different, standout vibe. And that's why we're bringing them here. Please welcome the Prime Minister of Adobo DMV, Pedro! Everybody's going crazy, right? Yep. How you feeling today, my guy?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here, man. I think it's our first time really meeting each other, but second time seeing each other as well. Yeah. But first, I'm gonna call this the first, okay?
Bet.
But man, I just want to say, watching you and also what you have done with Adobo DMV, I mean, the energy you all have been bringing and the vibes has been unmatched. And I feel like for season 2 of Stand Up with Kyle, when I was thinking and I was talking with my executive producer, I'm like, who can we bring? Who's really been giving that standout energy and who's been different? And you came to mind. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Let's get them on here. Yeah. And now we're here. But I'm gonna tap into the early stages of Pedro. Now I know music is something that's just within your blood. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you played 3 different instruments, correct?
Yeah.
The piano, the clarinet, and the saxophone?
Yeah.
Talk about
done your homework.
Come on now, we don't play here with Stand Out with Kyle, okay? Talk about that beginning stage when you when it started all make sense for you and your love for music.
Yeah, I mean, I fell in love with music at the age of 5.
Yep.
And it was actually through Duke Ellington's music.
Wow.
Shout out to DC,
yeah.
T Street. And I fell in love with jazz. So that's what put me on my path. And it's just been a lifetime of learning as much as possible about music, about different cultures, especially black music. I've been thankful and blessed to be raised in a family where we were listening to Motown and soul. And, I was lucky to learn really early on about disco and how disco is black music and house music is black music, rock and roll and even techno.
The list goes on. We all the creators.
And then, also being Nicaragüense from Central America, growing up, listening to salsa and merengue and bachata and cumbia and all this music that has such a rich background in Africa and the Caribbean. So, it was really just, I fell in love, man, and it's just been there ever since. And here I am 26 years later.
Doing it.
Yeah. It's been a whole journey.
No, for sure. And you talk about, learning about the background. And I know first, getting started, you never saw yourself in the limelight. You did more you were okay with being in the background through your internships and things like that through music. Talk about the internships you had and the things that kind of you did behind the scenes that kind of, taught you these gems to learn to finally be the face of what you do now.
Yeah, I mean, I started out in nightlife in DC.
Yep.
In 2012, right out of high school, I started promoting for Club Glow and Echo Stage.
Okay, well.
So they were doing,
that's a big one, especially if you know.
Yeah, they had just opened. So this was, late 2012, and I was just getting my foot in the door.
Yeah.
And I was just working my way up, and it wasn't my intention to be a DJ. I wanted to work in the music business. I wanted to have my own record label, and that's what I was set out to do. Yeah.
Right.
Was, definitely had no plans.
All right,
something like that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to work in house music. I wanted to work in EDM, and I had no really intentions to work in the Latin space or even hip hop or go-go. And even when I started DJing, I didn't want to play any of that music. When I started DJing professionally in 2017, I started out only playing house music. But I learned very early on there wasn't a lot of money in there, especially as an opening DJ.
Yeah.
So I just had to adapt, and that's when I hit up my friend Walter.
Walter. You and Walter together, y'all are literally yin and yang, all right? That is energy, you all together.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I met it in 2005, so when I made a decision that I wanted to throw my own party in DC, it only made sense for me to partner up with him. So.
And he was at Townsend at the time, correct?
He was at Townsend. Well, he had just left Townsend actually.
Got you.
Yeah, and he had relocated back to PG County. So that's when I hit him up what are you up to? Let's make some money together.
Right, and when you hear money, you're let's get it done.
Well, no. He told me no for about 6 to 8 months.
Oh.
And
No.
And that's the thing. There was nobody else I wanted to work with. It was
Right.
either Walter or nobody else. And there's nobody else that I trusted with that vision that I had with the party and the concept that I had in mind. So, you know, he understood it because we have similar backgrounds. I mean, we grew up together in Montgomery Village, went to middle and high school together. So it made perfect sense to, you know, to team up with him. And yeah, that was 7 years ago. And
wow, 7. It's a number of completion. So you know, and you know, so y'all completed that brotherhood, and now I mean, it's not over, but you're keeping it going. But you saying growing up and you know, and your childhood with him. You know, how was your childhood growing up? You know, I know you say you listen to a lot of Motown and music, but what was young Pedro like? You know, acting outside in school. You know, expressing himself. What were you like back then? Because your energy is transferable, but how was little Pedro?
Man, I was a kind of a clown back then.
Weren't we all?
Like,
I mean, you were standing out then.
Just doing things for laughs, you know, things to make people laugh and whatnot. So I was a goofball, honestly. Like, that's the reputation I had back then. But, you know, I also, you know, paid a lot of attention in school, and, you know, I was real studious, and I was about my education and whatnot, but, you know, involved in sports as well. I played baseball and soccer.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, just well-rounded.
I play a game. You think you beat me in baseball?
Maybe.
Come on now. Listen, baseball's a full circle moment, but we're going to get to that in a minute.
But yeah, just a goofball, man. Just, you know, yeah, man, just trying to have a good time.
Being a kid.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing that we lose
yeah.
sometimes. Is like just really, you know, being in our youthfulness, really enjoying that childhood, because that's what really sets us up for what we do now as a grown men and as adults.
Yeah.
And you know, so you say with music, sports, so all these things, internship, experiences, I think you were able to just see, I mean, when I hear like with your diversity with music, also culture, like I think, didn't that kind of help you get started with like, you know, get into this entertainment space with, you know, DJ and throwing your events, because you saw like a lot of segregation when it came to like different cultures, music, and you kind of like want to build a space where it's like, you know what, let's just unify and bring everybody together. Tell me, that's how it sparked your interest, right?
I mean, I owe it to the area.
Yeah.
I owe it to my upbringing in Gaithersburg, which is known as one of the most culturally diverse areas in the whole country.
Yes.
And if it's one of the most culturally diverse areas in the country, it's one of the most diverse areas in the world, right?
Right.
So, I mean, we're talking about where I grew up with everybody. You know what I'm saying? People from DC, from New York, from North Carolina, from the South. You know, DC is a real mixing bowl in that sense. But also, you know, tons of Latinos, especially Central Americans. Shout out my Salvadorians, you know what I'm saying? You know, they run it out here. You know, but also tons of South Americans and also people from the Caribbean. And a lot of Africans, a lot of homies from Ethiopia, from Nigeria, Ghana. Folks from the Middle East, from Asia. I mean, you know, you went to my middle and my high school, bro, and you could spin a globe and, you know, without looking, you could just point somewhere and there'd be someone represented from that country, you know, in the village, in Gaithersburg. So.
No, I love how you phrase that right there, because you're right. I mean, it is diverse, and sometimes people really don't understand it or get to know that because they're just distracted by so many things happening. But it's like, I think what I'm hearing, what I love is like you were able to really just be still and really just like, not still, but you were definitely moving around, but like really just got to see the area for what it was sometimes.
Just observing and, you know, absorbing everything. You know, the way we grew up, I remember the first party I ever went to. It was the first time I seen people twerking. So this was
okay, because you grew up in the church.
Yes,
I grew up in the church. So you're like,
I'm still going to church. So
come on now, come on now, church. I'm your twin.
You know, I'm on my Sunday
pastor,
best.
I'm the youth pastor then. All right, let's turn up. All right, in the name of Jesus.
Amen. But yeah, it was the first time I went to a basement party, and I seen people twerking. I was like, yo, what is going on here? What's going on right now? And this was when we had iPod shuffles, so you couldn't control what song was coming up next.
You just pressing next.
You just pressing next. And if you're at the party, you just letting that joint go, right? So I remember, it was a birthday party, and I just remember the blend of music. It would be Sean Paul one song, then Aventura, some bachata, the next track. Then it'd be some CCB, some go-go. You know, followed by some reggaeton, followed by, we're jumping from continent, from language to region and ethnicity.
Sound beats.
And the party didn't stop. Everybody, no matter what song was coming up next, what language it was in, if it was go-go, if it was merengue, if it was reggaeton, or if it was dance hall, like, the party didn't stop. I was just like, wow.
And they also have some type of like a beat, a drum, some type of instrumental beat
energy,
to it.
Because it all comes from Africa at the end of the day.
Come on, you better know your history.
You got to. You got to know where you come from to know where you're going.
Right.
That's the only way.
No, facts. So as you learn this history, you're growing, the DJing, the internships, you know, you're getting people to partner with you. When did you decide to make Adobo DMV? Now, I know was it a struggle for you to kind of get yourself into like this, you know, this stage of, you know, getting accepted in DC, how, you know, it could be a niche group of like particular people or ideas they go for, but like, you know, was it hard or different for you? Because I know you had a mentor, right?
Yeah,
Marcus.
Shout out to Marcus Dowling.
Yeah, Marcus. Yeah, talk to us about that journey.
I mean, yeah, once I left the house music and working for Echo Stage and Club Glow, you know, that's when I started to figure out what I wanted to do with my next step. And I met Marcus, and, you know, he helped me get that confidence, and he also gave, you know, he lended me his credibility, and he put his, you know, his weight, you know, in supporting me. And that was huge back then because I had no, you know, no name of my own. I had no, you know, reputation or whatnot, especially as a DJ, especially as a promoter. So yeah, nobody wanted to give me a shot in DC. Nobody wanted to give Adobo a shot. And I shopped it around. I mean, we're talking, you know, everybody.
Like, listen, I got an idea. They're like, maybe next year. Next year. This ain't gonna work. This ain't for the culture.
Just to run around, and that's how it is.
Right.
There's no shortcuts there, you know, even for someone who was in the industry like me, who had connections and knew who to talk to and whatnot, and how the game operated. But we had to start it in Maryland, in Bethesda.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so we had to actually take it out of DC at first. And then, you know, once we had that proof of concept, that's where we were able, and it was a lot easier, especially with Marcus's support, to go into Smith Public Trust. And then from there, that's when Big Chief hit us up. And,
Big Chief was everyone's breakout moment now.
Yeah, exactly.
What a time. Okay, what a time,
yes,
to be alive, okay?
Yeah, so, I mean, it was difficult at first because, like you mentioned earlier, DC, you know, was and still is to a certain extent. It's still segregated. You know, we kind of keep to ourselves in certain aspects. And, you know, I was always confused by that because the way that we came up in Gaithersburg, where we literally grew up with each other.
United.
We celebrated each other. You know, we listened to each other's music and ate each other's food and partook in each other's cultures. We were just a big community. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, why? I mean, and I figured, if that's the case in Gaithersburg, I'm sure it happened in Rockville and Wheaton and all over PG County and all over Nova. And I'm like, I figure, you know, we're not the only ones that had something like this.
Right, so it's like, let's go find these communities, bring them together. A no is not stopping. Right. You know, I think that's a great story that you're saying, because some people hear no, especially from knowing I had experience in the industry. I know these people, these are my guys, and now I'm presenting you all an idea. I'm thinking, you know, the loyalty, you know, and things I have. It's like, no, you have to really get it out the mud. And, you know, a no is, it's like okay, keep going. Yeah. But not to stop. Yeah. And, you know, you say you go around different communities, you're finding these different cultures, you're unifying these people together, it's growing, it's getting together. So I want to know, how did you come up with the name Adobo DMV?
Right out the gate. So originally the party was supposed to be on a Saturday. And the first original name for it was Sábado Gigante, Big Saturday. Okay. It's like, think Saturday Night Live, but for Latinos. Okay. It was a TV show. And yeah, we were gonna name the party after that, real basic name. And it just so happened that the venue double booked us. They had another event that day, or that night. And they came to us and they were like, hey, this is awkward, but yeah, we need to move your party. Wow, really? Yeah.
See, that would have pissed me off.
You know, it was the first party, you know what I'm saying? We were just trying to get it. We were trying to get it off the ground.
Like, you were talking about first, so that's like, okay, y'all playing with me. So I feel like you're just getting more and more ammo.
You know? And I'm like, I'm not going out like that, so it's only gonna motivate me to
It's like you're just adding more fuel to like the energy.
So we were like, all right, well, we're gonna do it the day before on a Friday, July 27th. And yeah, we met up, me, Marcus, and Walter, and we were just brainstorming, you know, we needed a new name. And yeah, we're just spitballing and trying to see what stuck. And at one point, Walter just blurts out, "What if we call it adobo?" I'm like, adobo, like the seasoning?
like hold on, what we
Yeah,
gonna
like,
the seasoning?
he's like, yeah. I'm like, adobo. And the more I said it, the more it made sense to me. I'm like, wait, like who's the target audience? Like who are we trying to invite to this party? Like people from Central America, South America, the Caribbean, Africa, and people from the DMV. Like black folks, especially from the DMV.
Smart.
I'm like, okay, what kind of music am I going to play? Music from Central America, South America, the Caribbean, Africa, and music from the DMV. Anything that's validated DMV, like hip hop, R&B, go-go, right? I'm like, who uses adobo? People from Central America, South America, the Caribbean, Africa, and black folk from the DMV. Anybody who gonna look for some Laris or
come on now,
you like down to season out,
adobo
they know adobo.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Anyone who's ever put seasoning on their food, they know adobo.
Yes,
right?
Steak, chicken, shrimp.
It made perfect sense. It was the perfect name for the party.
Yes.
It just embodied everything that we were trying to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow, no, that is genius.
Walter.
Shout out to Walter. Shout out to you, Walter, man.
Walter.
But it takes a team. You know, for it to be someone you trust and you grew up with and experienced these communities with, it's just a full circle moment.
That's my brother.
Literally.
Met him in 2005 at church.
Wow. Wow, God did. I mean, come on now, because when you think about wow,
honestly,
I'm still stuck on that. That was perfect.
Yeah.
Everybody, no matter what you look like you said, uses adobo seasoning.
Everybody.
And went from there. So with that marketing, well, I know, yeah. well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So you're for the people. Now I know, at your parties, I know people usually, we see people twerking with the adobo seasoning on them and stuff like that. How did that come about? I know you had to calm it down because it was a drunk night one time, right? A guy was just throwing it everywhere. The adobo seasoning everywhere.
So it's a whole saga with the seasoning.
Yes.
I mean, at first the party was called adobo. So we were just like, all right, we got to bring the seasoning to the party.
Okay, I like that.
And I would go to the store. Sometimes it was like a Mega Mart, sometimes it was a Giant. I think for the first one, it was like the Giant right down the street from.
Perfect.
I was still living at my mom's house in Montgomery Village. So yeah, the joint in Goshen out there. And just.
All right, we'll take the whole rack.
Yeah, the whole rack. I must have taken I don't know, 15 bottles of seasoning.
Okay, I thought about to say 100, but half 100 is 50. Wow.
I feel like 15 bottles. I mean, that's still a lot, bro.
That is a lot. Adobo, you can get a lot of that.
I pretty much cleared the rack.
Yeah. Okay, and the Giant was happy. Okay, thank you for being a valued customer.
So I bring it out to the party, and I brought like the big joint.
Okay.
And then some of the smaller ones.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
So our homie Nate, he grabbed the big. The big bottle. And this was like peak party. This was like 1 a.m.
Okay, everybody's lit.
So at one point, this man just starts like spinning it around like a helicopter.
And it's throwing this adobo everywhere?
Everywhere.
Jesus.
And people just rocked with it.
And they were like, oh, y'all like this. I can picture that movie.
I found out after.
Okay.
I didn't even see it happen.
Okay, you're like, it smells good in here. It smells seasoned in here. All the funk, the smells, adobo blends it all in.
Like someone cooked here.
Like we're cooking. What's going on now?
So there was that precedent, right? And then a couple parties after. This was at Smith Public Trust, rest in peace, out in Northeast. And again, mid-party. My homie Sergio, my brother Sergio.
Yeah.
It was a big bottle.
Jesus.
Gets a hold of it, and my homie Yaya she's like twerking, she's like doing a handstand on the wall.
Okay, handstand.
And Sergio's trying to season her, but he's not very successful. So she gets down from the wall, and she starts, just
twerking.
Just twerking,
just throwing in a circle.
And he reaches over to the DJ booth, and he just starts pouring seasoning on her. And the crowd just starts going, why? More. So from then on, it became a whole thing.
Yes.
Like, we had appointments for people to sign up mid-party. like to get seasoned. Like during the party, there'd be appointments.
And that made you all stand out from everybody else.
We went viral on Black Twitter. The first time we went viral, it was on Black Twitter, and it was because of that.
Was it good? You know, Black Twitter could be like whether you win or lose.
Well, you know, it's good and bad.
Yeah, it's like not in my head. I could never.
You know what they say? Any publicity is good publicity.
Right,
so,
and you market it the right way.
Man, there was people. Oh my God, just saying all sorts of things.
Jesus.
But hey, they was just running it up. So,
right. I mean, look, why not? As long as you come and spend that money. But I know now you use glitter, and I also love how you stay with the culture and you're for the culture, because I know now you all don't use Goya products because the administration and their support with the new administration we have now. So
yeah, I mean, they had a whole photo op with like the Goya products. Trump and whenever people send me like you know, they'll like put GIFs or stickers of the Goya joint. I'll just send them a picture of Trump. I'm like, yo, we can't.
Yeah, you're standing by the people,
no more. I mean,
especially for the culture and you know, people. Yeah, so you know, and I love that how you stand beside that too, because that could have been a real like you know marketing shift and what you all do, but not really because you still use Adobo DMV, but this the product. Yeah. So I mean, I like how you stand 10 toes on that, and everyone's been standing 10 toes down with you. For you to be selling out bullpen numerous of times, one of the first big parties to be selling out bullpen. So give you.
We're the first.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
After Trilectro,
you set the tone.
I mean, there was nobody else.
Talk your adobo. Talk your seasoning. Talk it.
I mean, listen, there's a reason why the first year we did bullpen, we were only doing Sundays, because that was the only day available to Black and brown promoters.
Right.
And we were the first one to knock that door down before anybody else.
And I love you all bring people, no matter the ethnicity, the sexuality, where they're from, you all create a space where there's no judgment. You be who you are. We don't care what you like, what you do. We're here to have fun and enjoy each other. If you can't do that, you can just be outside bullpen.
I mean, that's the DMV.
Yeah.
And you know, we've been able to bring that same, you know, standard to Echo Stage.
Yep.
AI Warehouse. I mean, we're talking about the best venues here in DC, and now we've done Nationals Park 3 times.
Wait, how many times?
3 times.
Uno, dos, what?
Tres.
Come on, 3 times. I gotta get cultured now. I'm gonna learn my Spanish. All right. I'm gonna host a number. I'm gonna get myself together. But yes, a full circle moment how you played baseball as a kid. You know, a sport that you loved, and now be able to sell out the stadium. I want you to know, seriously, I want you to know, like, bro, that is a huge accomplishment. Yeah. And I know in the interview you talked about how you got emotional, you know, when you kind of sat down and watched and saw this magical moment that little Pedro was able to do with his team, the idea you created to come to life to bring the unity, the people all together. Yeah. I want you to know, bro, that's a beautiful moment, bro. Yeah. And I really want you to really just, you know, because I know in this industry we're moving fast, and sometimes we don't really get to view this, all the hard work and labor, all the no's, this isn't going to work. All that young Pedro going around, getting to know people, making a safe space to sound out Nat's part 3 times. No one has done that. No. And you have. Like, you know, how does that make you feel? And what advice would you want to give out there to someone who looks like you or someone who's in the same path as you to, you know, one day become a Pedro and make a platform to, you know, be in the masses and beyond?
Honestly, these days I try to use my platform for good, because there's just a whole lot happening, you know, not just here in DC, but all around the country and around the world. And, you know, I really try to speak truth to power. Yeah. I try to, you know, inspire people to speak up and to care more about what's happening, you know, because there's a lot. Yeah. I mean, I was just out in DC a couple nights ago, and there was a guy on a scooter, and they had 3 MPD cops and 4 FBI agents just for one guy on a scooter. Wow. And, you know, as this black man, I think he was like from West Africa or something, because he was speaking French. They had to get a translator. It's like, they had to get a whole translator to speak to dude. Yeah. Wow. It's wild. It's bizarre. But I would say just to anybody who's just aspiring to do what they love, you know, not necessarily, it doesn't have to be with music or with DJing, just to be true to themselves, honestly. That's, you know, I'm doing it for my little, you know, my little version of myself. Yeah. You know, the kid who just wanted to have fun and bring people together through music. And, you know, I try to do that through things that unite people. You know what I'm saying? Like music, food. I mean, I love soccer. You know, these big things that bring people together. And I mean, if I could give like any piece of advice, like, you just can't give up. Yeah. I mean, the only reason why I'm here is because I haven't given up and because of the people I have around me. So, you know, it's a matter of like, you know, staying true to yourself, not giving up and like also finding the right people to build something with. Like I was lucky to find Waltz when I was 11 years old.
Wow.
And 20 years later we built something bigger than ourselves, a real celebration of the area. And yeah, it's really because of those three things. We stayed true to ourselves and stayed true to the DMV, to DC, Maryland, Virginia, and that's why we're here.
And staying true to the culture and the people out there. Now, I was going to ask your last question of what makes you stand out, but you definitely showed it right there, unifying the culture and just not giving up and being authentically you. Now, Pedro, I want to thank you so much, bro, for just sharing your energy, your vibes, and just telling your story and letting us have the opportunity to spotlight you for all the amazing work you have done. I know Audie Field's next. I know Commander Stadium's next. I mean, I see this going even beyond the DMV, different countries, and you all definitely gone beyond the DMV and you traveled and did things, but I'm wishing you all nothing but greatness, nothing but more success, more energy, vibes, and parties. Let people know where they can follow you at all on social media. Let us know what's happening up next for Adobo DMV.
You can follow me on all social media platforms at El Pedro Knight. That's E-L Pedro Knight with an N. You can follow Adobo DMV on all platforms, ADOBODMV, AdoboDMV.com. And yeah, I'm Pedro Knight, doing it for Nicaragua, Montgomery Village, and DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Yes, Pedro. I'm getting goosebumps over here, man. Like, seriously, keep being you, bro. You're a blessing. You're a gem. You're one of a kind. You stand out, no pun intended. And I'm just wishing you nothing but the best, bro, okay?
Likewise, brother.
Yes, we appreciate you all for watching this episode of Stand Out with Kyle with Pedro. Again, thank you to our amazing studio sponsor, Studio Space DMV. If you need to go somewhere to book, a space to go ahead and get creative, Studio DMV is where you need to be, all right? So make sure you follow them on social medias. Follow us as well at Stand Out with Kyle. Follow me as well at KyleOnTheMic. And we're just going to keep standing out.